the previous wins of getting the good grades and graduating, they made me confident. So I didn't even imagine that I may not be able to secure a graduate job at the end of this process. So it was a complete shocker to me. I was heartbroken. Hey ladies, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamiso Miranda and this channel is all things INFJ entrepreneurship and INFJ careers. So if you'd like to find more opportunities that are suited to your personality type, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification next to it so that you will be notified when I upload my next video. Let's dive in. In this video, INFJ advice, 5 things I wish someone would have told me in my 20s. I would have saved myself a lot of stress. I would have saved myself a lot of anxiety, and I would have been able to live a more fulfilling and satisfying life. The very first thing I wish someone had told me in my 20s is that the best job that I could ever do is to work for myself. Yep, the best job that you could ever do is to work for yourself. So going back, I was raised in an African household and I was conditioned to believe that if I got good grades and I got a good degree, I would be able to get a good job and ultimately secure a better financial future for myself. And this was everything to me. I studied so hard to make sure that I got the grades to go to the university I wanted to go to, and I graduated and I went on to do my master's degree. And finally, when I graduated with my master's degree, I was ready to get the best job and my life was set in stone. However, that was not my reality. I completely struggled to get a graduate job. And as you can imagine, I have lived my whole life looking up to this point. This point was supposed to be my magical turning point. My life was supposed to be perfect once I reached this point. So getting to that point and then discovering that a lot of companies are not going to employ you if you do not have the necessary work experience was heartbreaking. My whole world turned upside down and I was so stressed, I was so depressed, and I just felt so bad because the previous wins of getting the good grades and graduating, they made me confident. So I didn't even imagine that I may not be able to secure a graduate job at the end of this process. So it was a complete shocker to me. I was heartbroken. At some point in my 20s, if somebody had come to me and said, actually, you could just go and work for yourself. You don't need to search for a job. You don't need to fill 500 application forms and write 10,000 CVs. You can just look inward and find what it is that you like to do and make a business for yourself based on whatever skills and expertise you already have. So if I had known that, if I had known this, then I would have been a lot less anxious. I would have enjoyed my 20s a lot more. I would have been more present in my situation as opposed to just fixing my happiness and my perfect moment on completing my studies and securing my job and ultimately a better life. I would have enjoyed the journey more. And going on from that, the second thing I wish I had known in my 20s is that expectations versus reality. I had such high expectations set for myself. I believe that once I graduate, I will get a basic job and then I will work my way up to junior management, senior management, and just move on and thrive in my career. And when this was taken away from me, or when this was not an option, I completely felt lost. I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt like I have failed at life. I didn't understand why, how, because it's not something that I ever anticipated could ever happen. So that expectation versus the harsh reality of that it wasn't just me. There were hundreds of thousands of us, of graduates in the UK that were unable to secure graduate employment because there's just not enough jobs for the amount of graduates that were out there. So I could have spent my time better by focusing on my skills and getting to know myself, getting to know what I can do and what I enjoy doing and those types of things, and discovering myself. So I think that that experience helped me to now look at both sides. Anything that I expect, I look at the great things that I expect from it. And I also now look at the flip side, say, okay, so if things don't turn out exactly how I have imagined, this is how I'm going to handle it. I always have a contingency plan for every situation so that I will not have that heartbreak, so that my whole world will not be turned upside down when the thing that I have valued the most does not come to pass. And this just helps me, and is going to help you as well, to live a more stress-free and chilled life because you have analyzed both sides of the coin instead of just focusing on what it is that you want to happen. The third INFJ career advice is that progress over perfection. So I am someone that if I do something, I want everything to be perfect. I want the perfect camera. I want the perfect lighting. I want the perfect video. I want the script to be perfect. I want the perfect viewers, the perfect subscribers, everything perfect, perfect, perfect. But unfortunately, as by this point, I had learned that life is not perfect. You really have to use what you have now and start from where you are. You cannot wait for perfect conditions to be happy. You cannot wait for perfect conditions to feel fulfilled within yourself. You have to create that within yourself. And even if something is not perfect today, the little steps that you're going to take are going to be able to help you to reflect back so you can see exactly how far you have come on your journey, and you can see how you have improved and the skills and knowledge that you have gained along the journey. And I find that so much more valuable now because I learn so much more in the journey of becoming than if I were to just become, if that makes sense. My fourth INFJ career advice that I wish someone would have told me in my 20s is that you have to feel the fear and do it anyway. For me to start this YouTube channel, I was absolutely petrified. I was thinking, what are people going to say? What if no one watches? What if I have 0 subscribers? What if people don't like me? I used to think all types of things, and it actually took me 2 whole years before I had the confidence and the courage to actually start, to actually just go for it. So after working on myself and facing my fears of the fear of people, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure, once I was able to come to a point where I got myself in check and told myself that whatever happens, I am just going to try. If I fail, let me fail fast. If I succeed, great. If I don't, I'm going to learn something in the process. Coming into this mindset just helped me to leap, and thankfully the net has appeared and is appearing. So I'm so grateful to everybody that is watching my videos. And if you have not subscribed and you've watched up until this point, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. And if I look back from when I started this channel last year, I have improved so much. And if you look at the quality of the content that I put out, the quality of the video editing and all of that, you can see little gradual improvements across all the videos. No 2 videos are exactly the same. Anytime I learn something, I go back and tweak. If I learn something new today, I'll go back and tweak. And it's a journey. It's a journey of constant change. And I absolutely love that. It keeps me so excited. And I am so glad I was able to come to a place where I can punch fear in the face and go after the life that I really want so I can become the best me. And if you'd like me to help you on your journey to becoming the best you, I have a link in the description below with a free discovery call. So go ahead and schedule something. I would love to help you out. My sixth INFJ careers advice that I wish somebody had told me in my 20s was that I can get help as and when I needed it. So after graduation, when everybody was applying to all types of companies, some of my friends, some of my peers, they got the positions they were seeking and all of that, and nothing was happening or working for me. I didn't reach out to get help because I felt ashamed, and I felt like a failure, and I didn't understand why, because I had good grades. All along, all my grades have been consistent. I was a great student. I had great references from my lecturers. So I just did not understand why I was unable to secure the graduate jobs that I applied for. And at that point, if I hadn't been afraid, if I had come out and sought help, if I had gone to a career coach or something like that, they would have been able to help me out through the process. But as an INFJ, I just internalized everything and went about congratulating everybody that was able to secure their perfect job. And I feel like the biggest hindrance that we as people put on ourselves, and some people don't even know that they do this, is that whatever happens in life, you can heal from it. You can develop and you can grow. But in order for you to do that, you might need to put some support systems in place to help you out. So sometimes I do wonder if, when I graduated when I was 21 with my MSc, Master of Science in Business and Management, if at that point I had sought the help of a career coach, then maybe I would have been able to secure one of the many positions that I applied for. And that's always a possibility, because when you go to a professional, they will give you the expertise. The same way, if you are having a toothache, you go straight to the dentist. And if you're having any other type of health related issue, you go to the doctor. If at that point I had the mindset of going to get help, I would have done so, instead of spending the next 3 years, 2 years, feeling down, feeling depressed, working jobs that I absolutely did not enjoy, jobs that I didn't like, jobs that I was just forced to take, as opposed to doing that thing that I really wanted. And I also believe that as an INFJ, back then, I didn't know I was an INFJ, and as INFJ, we overthink. So I think about so many different things, and I feel so much. And I always felt like, I wonder if other people feel as much as I feel things. I feel things so intense, and I think so much, that it was later on when I discovered I'm an INFJ, I completely got to understand that, wow, that's why that process was so much more stressful, because I didn't know how to handle it and cope. If only INFJ minds had a light switch that you switch on, switch off, and just have a peaceful life. Now, go and watch this playlist next for more on all things INFJ and INFJ careers. And I'll see you in my next one as we continue our journey towards a more wholesome, healthier, and more meaningful lifestyle.